what brings you to ThrillerFest this year?
I come to ThrillerFest every year because it's the best conference in the world.
It's so fun.
I also am the chair of the Debut Authors Program, so I'm here to see all my debuts go up on stage tomorrow morning at the breakfast. They get to present their books in 60 seconds or less.
Yeah.
And to see all my friends and my editor and all the publishers come out to ThrillerFest. I mean, ThrillerFest is great.
It's like summer camp for thriller writers.
Yeah. I was saying it was a family reunion with no messy stuff.
Yeah, with no creepy uncles or anything.
Right.
And now, before you started writing novels, what were you doing?
I was practicing as a psychotherapist, actually.
Really?
I almost
fascinating.
finished. I almost have my PhD in psychology.
Oh, okay.
But I don't. But I almost do.
But yeah, I know, because I have a good friend who's a PhD, and she's very much like, if someone did not actually complete their thesis,
absolutely.
they can't claim that they're
No
But I
PhD
appreciate
for
you
me.
saying that.
Yes.
Oh, but that must really help you with writing your thrillers.
Yeah, I think it does. I think it especially helps in terms of voice. You know, you sit and you're talking about meaningful, deep stuff with people every day. And yeah, I think it really gets in deep, and it does help, like you said.
Does it get difficult not to try to use some of your former patients?
So my debut novel was the 8th one I wrote. First published, 8th one I wrote. And I actually think that part of my journey it wasn't that I would have used my patients, but not using stuff from real life. And when I made that leap, I got a little closer to publishable. So no, it's not hard not to use real life. It's actually very liberating to make everything up.
Oh, that's so interesting. And that's very interesting, too, that your the 8th book you wrote is the first one published. So speak to me a little bit about that and having perseverance.
11 years, 3 agents, 5 of the 8 were submitted, and we had 15 almost offers over those years. It was really hard. Yeah, and it's funny, you're like here talking on camera at ThrillerFest, and you get to go to ThrillerFest, and it's easy to sort of put down those years of rejection and degradation, but they were very hard years. They really were.
What do you credit to getting through that and still keeping on going and trying?
Right. It's a great question. I mean, one thing is family support. My husband would quote Will Smith, who said, "No plan B, it just gets in the way of plan A."
Oh, that's great.
Which was great. The other thing for writers in general who might not marry my husband, find the joy in the writing. Because the reason I wrote 8 novels was I would put down the business, I would sink into a new book, and the sheer fun of writing a new book carried me along. Anytime the rejection just got too stingy, I would say, all right, well, let me write a new book, and I'll go to my happy place.
Oh, okay. That's very good advice. And I think, because with your husband supporting you, I think it's important to surround yourself with positive people who encourage you.
Yes. Yeah. Louise Penny says the most important thing a writer can have is a supportive partner. I mean, I just think not everybody, I feel very blessed that was the case. You don't always have that. Have a dog who welcomes you home when you get back from the Wi-Fi cafe, or, somebody, some positive presence in your life is huge, huge, huge.
That's great. And I know you won the Mary Higgins Clark Award. So tell me about that. That must have felt so great, especially after writing all those books all those years.
Well, right. After those years, it did, and I was never the type of person to get an award. I mean, I could, sink a ship with the sob stories of my not award years, and this was just a very surreal, wonderful experience. And Mary presents the award herself, so you get to see somebody who's, the queen of the industry, and it was a thrill. It was a thrill for a thrill.
That's so cool. And tell me about the debut writers program at ThrillerFest.
Yeah, so if you are working on a first novel, trying to get it published, the debut authors program is there for you as soon as that novel sells, to support you, to help get the word out, to give you those fun author experiences. I mean, tomorrow the debut authors are going to be sitting up in front of about 400 people, getting to talk about what got them to this point. Yeah, so the debut authors program, it's a huge part of ITW's mission, just to support the new talent. and it's coming up, and these are the thriller writers we're all going to be reading in a year or so.
And did that program help you when your first novel came out?
It changed my life. It really did, especially coming in and working as part of, on the committee. It gives you a family, and I think publishing is like a family, and writing is such a community, and that's what the debut program is trying to do. And it does. It's unique. There's nothing else like it.
That's great. And do you have any other advice for writers just starting out?
I think that find the joy message is what I'm really trying to. It may not be writing the book. Maybe it's perfecting the book. Some writers love revising, others love writing. Or maybe it's just going out after you have written and being glad that you got your words in for the day. But you have to find something that gets you through and kind of imbues you with happiness, because otherwise it's such a long, lonely road. And keep going. ThrillerFest and ITW is a great place to break through. And just today alone, I did a panel, and I think 3 of our panelists had succeeded with agents they found here at Agent Fest, Pitch Fest. So, find your community and then, love it. And it will love you back.
Yeah, very true. Well, thanks so much for speaking with us, and congratulations on all your success and your new book coming out.
Thank you very much. It's been fun.